I could really go for some eggs right about now. Anyway, hi everybody. How we doing? So our round 1 flags for PK Scramble have been revealed. So I felt in lieu of Seed of the Week, I'd give that a spin. So what this flag set is... No. Stick with that. So what's entailed here? An enemy could be generated for an area that is not part of that area's enemy set, but it's scaled to that area. It's an interesting little twist. Personally, I like it. The other twist is, and this is one that I'm probably going to play with on my own time, is teleport anywhere. The name, literally, is right there on the tin. Teleport anywhere, meaning if you're in a cave, you're in a dungeon, if you have the space to teleport, you can do it. Yo, thanks for the good luck, Tanhouse. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's on me. And as for who I'm against. I swear I have said this before. I'm against Brooke again. It seems like just about every tournament Earthbound related I've been in, I've either been against Ryko Ride or Brooke. It's kind of funny in that regard. Anyway, let's get on with it. 3, 2, 1, teleport! One of the great things about teleport anywhere is that you can avoid enemy encounters so easily with it. Where are we going? That effectively nullifies police badge right there. Though I need something more to convince me to go that way. So let's change up a bit of the opening strategy as Runaway Dog wants to make an appearance. A brief appearance, but an appearance all the same. Early game, I'm probably not going to avoid too many fights. Not a fan of that. Miss me it later, they expect me to get fancy with my movement to try and avoid fights. Actually, that water bills is going to convince me to go to Tucson, because that's going to lead right to a kid check. Why am I going to lie or exaggerate? There's enough space to teleport out down here. I'm going to try and take advantage of it. Yeah. Alarm, another kid check. Interesting. Is there enough space to teleport out right here? I don't know. We'll find out. Yep, there we go. I'm gonna open up 3 for the kid check. we jamming out? Oh, yeah. And the hippie and the annoying old party man, too slow to keep up. No text box in the tunnel, we good to go. I think that snake just got run over. Nope, it's still there. And this is not going to end well for Ness. So that's our beginning. Come up with Jeff, who has a police badge, which is not going to get used. So, bit of a bad break there, but that's okay. Alright, let's get the other kid check while I'm thinking of it. Not sure we're gonna go back to Onet because this is a good setup to go after the arcade easily. And other checks in the area. Well, that's slightly unfortunate in terms of order of operations, but we'll see. That's a dang slingshot. Ugh. That's a start. Can't say I like this. It's definitely a generated enemy, and it still explodes. This is a lovely combination. Not. I don't have the psychic points to bring down that shield, so I'm just gonna beat it up. There we go. That was just time consuming more than anything else. And nightmare, this could be a problem. Nice. Well, I gotta sacrifice Jeff for this one. Perfect bid on that fight. Somebody give the party a $500 bonus. Oh, that's actually important. Okay, so it's a full heal, but not for anybody who's knocked out. Okay. The things you learn about the video games you play. Something I want to do in Threed. Or at least try to do in Threed. Doubt I get far though. Just gonna vibe check it. Well, this could be a problem. A big problem. Okay, maybe not that big of a problem. Oh, this is doable. Right, it called in a zombie dog, so it's definitely meant for this area. Yeah, it wasn't happening, but now I know it's doable, but I have to use physical moves because it keeps its power shield. What a jerk. Alright, I got a specific strategy I'm gonna go for. I was right. Bottle rockets were the key. Ooh, interesting. Barely pulled that teleport off without hitting a tree. Which, speaking of, I once played a Golden Tee Golf, the arcade cabinet, and hit the tree, and suddenly the golfer that you're playing as yells, "Get the chainsaw!" It was stupid, but it was funny. I already have one of those. And now we're set for Happy Happy Village. Snake runs, and not on Duncan. And magic butterfly in the path. Far from the worst thing. I think that enemy got stuck in the wall. This is probably where I'm gonna have to start doing some degree of teleport dashing. Well, I'm gonna do some despawning for things such as mushrooms, because I don't want to deal with that at all. Or risk a teleport bonk and have to fight a mushroom as a result. Alright, good enough. And it's not Fart Cave, but it sure feels like it. And I win. Oh, nice croissant drop. That doesn't happen very often, but I'll take it. Tempting it is to jack all those brain food lunches. I don't want to get sent back to start by the boogie tent. Money well spent. Alright, now we're on our way. God damn it, boo! Jailbreak. Certainly opens up options. So now we can full clear Delam. Gotta admit though, that's kind of stupid for the character with the key to the cabin to be holding the key to the cabin. I'm sorry, that's just dumb to me. For now. This could be deep in the logic, but we'll see. Oh, this is deep in the logic. Probably good reason I use freeze. Oh yeah, that's deep in the logic. So this is risky. Captain Strong here. Okay. I just have to go for it here. There we go. Yeah, that was out of logic by a little bit, but it was worth it. Right, got the meteorite piece for that one. So he had to do that anyway for the basic foreign Gygus. Give me the butterfly. I think what I am going to do is go for Lilliput steps while I'm here. Alright, this'll be fun. The bashes are just vibe checks anyway. Which tells me if I'll need to utilize any offensive PSI or not. Now, is it just me, or do these Mr. Batty move very similarly to spiteful crows in Onet? Of course, I say that and they get right in my way. This was the second, I assumed, along one? Ugh. And yet there's some enemies I just won't mess with. That's one of them. Because even with its stat scaled down, that intertwined U move is very powerful and it pierces your defenses. And now for one of my favorite parts of Teleport Anywhere. Teleporting out from the sanctuary locations. As I'm gonna finish Dalam in one go. And the strat I'm gonna use here is, I'm gonna start with the Mood Train, finish in Pink Cloud, but I'm not gonna teleport out from the Sank spot because there is a chest location at the bottom. A UFO engine could be something, but that's the one I'm putting off for now. Because that leads to only one check / teleport location over in Summers, and there's no guarantee that it'll be anything of value. Foresight wouldn't be terrible. Wham, wham, wham. Better. That was completely useless. And the carrot keys in Pooh's inventory, so we... Some things I'm less willing to vibe check. There's no push over here. I mashed. Doesn't matter. Cast Thunder at full power. So this could get ugly. I need to do some healing. I think this is an avoid fights unless I have to take them. Actually, a night pendant. That's a good find. Ness is gonna equip that. Definitely later in the logic. Actually, I'll give that to Jeff because that'll be a good weapon to use. That is not what I was expecting here. Oh, and it's an enemy that I can totally cheese. Watch this. Now Mondo Mole has no access to healing. The only problem with Mondo Mole is that the mole can do that. There's the sheep. Or I use fire to at least guarantee some damage. Unfortunately, 97 a bit on the low end for Thunder. That's close to average. Oh, nice crit Ness. That was a good turn. Okay, 88's a low roll. Towards the upper end of Thunder's range. That was a longer fight than I anticipated, but it's a win. I really was not anticipating Pink Cloud being 5th, but I got a break with that being Mondo Mole because that was definitely out of logic. But now that I know that this is 5th, I definitely want to check the chest that's at the bottom of the hole here because that could be something good. I would consider that something good. Actually, no, I can teleport out here. We're going to backtrack to Tucson because there's a key item I can try for. This bag of Dragonite could be key in acquiring it. Let's see. I mean, it's Car Painter, so it's far from the worst fight here. Car Painter's a scripted fight, so... Really? This was definitely the next step in the logic. That gives me access to a third sanctuary. Now, Now I just need access to a fourth and we're in go mode. Not the best stuff, admittedly. Alright. Set up the runway. We're going to Threed. And I forgot to go to City Hall. Dang it. Well, one description for that play. Oh, well, I might as well go to Onet and clean up the sanctuary while I'm at it. Yeah, that was a mismark on my tracker. I thought I already had the zombie paper, so I marked it. Yet, I didn't have it. Actually, no, I'm not teleporting out this time because I have to do the sanctuary. Routing for dummies, everybody. Give that to Jeff for a speed boost, which will boost the output of bottle rocket damage. I don't have any at the moment, but I anticipate possibly getting some soon. I was going to be for air fast. Oh, we got teleporting Manny statues in here. That's kind of funny. I mean, the reason it's funny is because they're weaker, so they're not going to bother me. In fact, nothing even wants anything to do with me. Because they know I'm higher level. They don't want none. What's this? Very funny, Abe. This is a number 1. It should be an easy one, whatever it is. Oh, it's Pig's butt. Yep, easy. Yep, easy, Porky. Right, so... I think a lot of what my next move hinges on is what I get for the teleport in Cave of the Past. So one thing I could see Summers being is a teleport to Winters, and that being a vanilla item. Which in this case would be Pack of Bubblegum. Trash for the night. Watch all the enemies gather as we are about to begin our journey to Saturn Valley. If that doesn't work out for whatever reason, then I do have the UFO engine as a backup option. But right now, this feels like the right path. Unless I run into something really stupid OP. And I'm referencing for Discord, by the way, because I still have to schedule both PK Scramble bracket as well as week 2 for SM round. Oh, I want that. Because hello, I like money. Try to avoid a fight, have the enemy spawn right on top of you. Yeah, that seems about right. And I get a giant green swirl, so I'm just gonna run. It's likely some sort of zombie crow, if I had to guess. Bazooka to Jeff, that'll give him some damage output. Gonna save that for crowds, though, because I think combat yo-yo outpaces it. And that's a fight you don't want to see, because it's Carbon Dog. But definitely even scaled down, Carbon Dog's not nearly as bad, but still, this is not a fight I want to see. Because those who played the Ancient Cave Rando, you know what I mean. Because if you have Carbon Dog in the path, which would be the 8th floor boss, is the only spot that's allowed in the logic, you're in for a bad time. Missed the turn. Now I know I missed the turn. The enemy was too close. Okay, fire was overkill, but you know what? Better safe than sorry. Seeing a lot of side caramels and gift boxes this seed. Not that that's a bad thing. That is a good thing though, because that is a revival item. Let's check this cave real quick. What's you? Where are we going? Well, we're going to Summers anyway. We won't have to use the UFO engine, that's the good news. I disagree, game, but actually that's a good healing item, so I'm gonna hold on to that. But now I know that this is the next step in the logic, without question. number. Oh, I could have come here way earlier, because that's super early in the logic. Explains the low experience. Excuse you? Still, this seed could do something stinky and string me along. Alright. Saturn Valley, we already have. Forest side would give me the most options. Winters, not many. It's winters, and we have to head that way. And that's going to send me right back to Saturn Valley. Just a bit unfortunate on the routing side, but what else is new? Alright, so now we clear out Belch Base. And Milky Well is our fourth sync. Is going to be our fourth sync. Hey, what's up, Purple Clouds? How you doing? Surviving at this point. Which is all I can do, really. Oh, great. Reflasias. No matter what you call them, I call these stinky. Fire and it's shooting water. Now, how does that logic work? I don't know, but what I do know is... yeah, that painting is, not great. Uh-oh. Oh, this is not going well. Survive barely. Oy. Those things are gonna be a problem. Okay, something a little more expected for this area. Foppies. Still a pack of twos. Ooh, Psy Caramel. Good. No. Hell no. It's generating Mondo Mole. Oh, Jesus. This is gotten ugly. And yet one hit took it out. What the hell? Alright, everyone on the ladder? Good, because we're running away from that mess. Excuse you. Titanic Bionic Tunneler. That's a mouthful. Yeah, internet connection being crap is no fun. No, we're despawning. I said we're despawning. Okay, this is fine. Yeah, I know, right? That's a freaking tongue twister if I ever heard one or saw one. So, speaking of tongue twisters, this is a bit off topic. Japan has some really nasty and diabolical tongue twisters that I won't even attempt. Yeah, bugs be gone. I love it. But yeah, the ones in Japan are so bad. In fact, there was a YouTube video I saw a while ago featuring tongue twisters on a Japanese game show. Get it right, get a point. Get it wrong, and the board comes up and smacks you below the belt. I am not making that up. Yeah, 2 castings of freeze, and we are out of belch base. Which, speaking of belching and that bodily function, my girlfriend today said that dogs do not burp. I had a dog, close range, burp. Right in my face. So I know damn well that dogs do burp. Oh, fun little fact, the whole party doesn't have to be in the hot springs to get benefit. Oh, fuzzy pickles. Okay, so this is what I'm not sure of in this seed. Is this sank 3 or 4 in the logic? That diamond enemy is not great. Yeah, that is a ginormous no. Because these explode when defeated. And they're not letting me run at all. Jesus. That was awful. Alright, I actually have to use the hot springs to heal now. Alright, so we know what we're not fighting in that area. Nope. That'll fight. There we go. That's fine. Split the uprights. good, because that's actually really good, because I just used my cup of life noodles. Number 3. Everybody. And it went. Alright. I think I'd be remiss if I at least didn't go to Foresight to see if there wasn't a good item. Because there's at least one, there's a back alley vendor that sells junk. It could actually be something good. And I would have a route into Dusty Dunes Desert that way. Moonside is tempting. However, that's not why I'm here. Lame shit. And I did go to Dusty Dunes, so... I don't think I'm getting better than bottle rockets on this side. Only thing, there's only one more thing I'm gonna do before I fully send it. That should cover revival items. think I'm set offensively and defensively for this run to go, I guess. I do have to wonder what the intended fourth sank was, because it could be any... There could realistically be 3 of the remaining 4. If Pack of Bubblegum was available in either of the 4 side desert desert trucks, then that could have been it. Signed Banana could have made Magnet Hill possible. If Monkey Invitation, heaven forbid, popped up and it led to Fire Spring, then that's possible. Stats are kind of shit, though. I think I want to face 1 enemy. Not what I was hoping that 1 enemy would be, but you know what they say, beggars cannot be choosers. Yeah, because Paul is nowhere near level for getting Shield Sigma, so that could be a problem, but I think these enemies are a problem too, so we're gonna do teleporting. What? That's not a red, I disagree! Unlucky. Barely get away. Give me that. I mean, I have the repels, but I'm also testing something out here. I meant to do that. This could be ugly. Oh, loaded dice, I see. Whoa! Hard-hitting loaded dice! Not fighting Ghost of Starming. To hell with that. In my game, you win, but I'm feeling I'm gonna regret this. Trying to get levels here. Fuck you, man. Not gonna do that again. Input rating jerk. Game, how many fingers am I holding up right now? That was just obnoxious. Like, what the hell? Ugh. And here's something that I was hoping to not see. Ha! We. No food item there. Alright, got a backpack. Revenge will be mine. Beat him up. Alright, so I made it to Gygus, a bit slower, but that was intentional as a means of getting levels. So if I lose, then I'm a bit closer to logic for the next time. Uh-oh, I am on a cord. I am on a cord. Not good. Now the question is who the helper is. It could easily be Belch, or Barf, or Crack, or even Plague Rat, realistically. We did see Boogie 10 earlier, so that's not an option, and it is... Oh, it's a little mini Barf. That was raunchy. Alright, this is where I bag a Dragonite. Wait a moment. And Rockin' failed. Wah, wah, wah. Bad. Let's flash. Which, speaking of, there is going to be a lot of flashing here. And Gygus got himself. Nice. Alright, so that takes poo out of the equation. So the only thing that does is speed up menuing. Actually, no. Ness, you need to life up yourself here. Get rid of that just in case. Game, you stinker! So... uncontrollable crying is prioritized over the feeling strange status, so... that makes little sense. And then Gygus got himself. And we're through. No idea what that seed was. This is a 115, I believe. Not the worst thing, but not the worst way that could have gone, but you know what? Now I have to wonder what options Force side would have opened up if I had stayed in Logic. Who knows, really? But I will admit Big Cloud being fifth in the Logic line threw me off. Or the timer lag, or... Because I was in the 1:15:37, I want to say? And suddenly, 4 names, seconds added on. That's weird. Hey, Drex, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for the GG Tan House. Appreciate it. Okay, what was the logical approach? Always, if not gaming, I do be doing stuff, well, just working, I guess. So the mines had signed Banana, so that would have been the 4th sanctuary. Outside pack of bubblegum, that would have been 6. Yeah, they spell it like that, probably due to character limitations within the vanilla game. Yeah, logic was all over the place for me this seed. Holy. But now I know that, yeah, Plague Rat would have been out of logic. Yeah, 5 Sanks was actually before Gaius, which is not what I would have expected. Interesting. So, that was a fun and interesting seed, all things considered. There's just other matches forming in other communities, so nothing pressing there. Alright, I need a drink. Erkly-doodly. Yeah, so that's the thing with PK Scramble. If you don't use a toothbrush at least once during the seed, the characters turn into zombies because they didn't brush their teeth. Yep. And now the pictures will be even more confusing because they won't make any sense. Like, was a taxi ever parked in that direction? Nope. And that's a fire truck going by. Fair point. Still, interesting flag set. The generated enemies could generate some nasty stuff, as we saw with the 3 robots. I thought, oh god, I defeat these, they're just gonna explode, so I'm like, no! So I think one thing I want to do is at least play an 8 Sanctuary Siege just to see how wild things can get. Because at that point, you're going to Gaius. Honey, I shrunk the kids! That's basically what the last picture looked like. And suddenly, we're dancing to raise the dead. That's definitely some Halloween noise right there. And this is why you don't try to teleport in spaces that are confined. Doesn't end well. Oh look, the dog wanted to take a walk. Tony tagging along. I noticed that Ness is the only one doing fuzzy pickles and everyone's just standing there making it look like a prison photo, which is hilarious to me. Oops, excuse me. Yep, and the robots at Stonehenge tracks. And was there a crane game somewhere? Because Paula won big. Even the photo man got involved in this one. I don't know how that works unless the photo man was using a drone. The upper class vacationing to Scramble, fair warning, it's very hot and black in the desert during the daytime. I don't recommend. I guess Pooh wanted to take his girlfriend's shopping. Okay, I guess. And a cargo express found in the desert. I guess that really was neglected class. Paula's family going to see a show. Yeah, well, Pooh has a lot of girls that are hitting on him in Delam. It's kind of funny. And the folks involved with Mani Mani statue at the pyramid. I have no context for that. Magical presence, and Tony has fallen asleep in the deep darkness. Guess he needed a nap.
I miss you.
Touring entertainers wanted to go exploring, I guess. And suddenly Jurassic Park has come alive in Forside. with a whole bunch of bukas in Saturn Valley. And suddenly we've got roadblocks at the port town of Toto. That would be annoying. And suddenly Frank and the mayor paying a visit to Ness's house. Probably because somebody had a brain fart. No, wait, that was me having the brain fart, not Ness. Anyway, I figured I'd at least have some fun riffing with the credits and the pictures, because that was literally all I could think of doing there. So, here's what I'm thinking. Before I go too far into it, the flags set for this week's SM Rat Mentor Tournament are going to be the Chozo flag set. So that's going to be. That could be a headache. Because Chozo is one I didn't feel so great about. I don't. Alright, I'm gonna set up a raid. At least one I think I can do. Because what I'm gonna do. Okay, the audio might have spoiled I'm raiding. Or I'm going to try to raid, depending on the settings. What I can tell you is I do plan on doing one SM rap practice sometime this week. As for whether this goes up on YouTube Friday or the first of the SM Rat qualifier seeds we had, I don't know. It depends on what race is happening first. So stay tuned. Maybe next time I'm live, we'll have some answers. But until next time, stay kind, stay safe, and if you like what you saw, hit the follow button here on Twitch and on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, because that's where all the stream VODs are going. So take care, everyone. See you soon.